I was obsessed with sports and kind of pushing myself beyond this mental limit that I wanted to exceed. And unfortunately, I did that a little too often. I would legitimately play basketball for 12 hours, which would torture my joints. And I'm telling you now, playing 12 hours is not going to strengthen your knees. Everything in moderation, except for prayer. That's yeah. And Jesus. On top of that, between my junior year of high school and freshman/college, freshman/sophomore year of college, I did weightlifting and CrossFit. My body hated what I was doing to it. Makes sense. I never stopped. My shoulders, my hips, my knees, both ankles, lower back, all had extremely bad problems because of what I was doing. And I wasn't doing properly because I didn't have a coach. I was just doing it out of whim and with friends. It was easily the most difficult part of my life, having to deal with those things back to back. And I brought myself so much unnecessary pain, and it kind of rippled through the rest of my life. All those things were kind of a result of this thing called pride that had been piling up. And I kind of misunderstood a couple things. That's who God is, what his grace means, and what real discipline looks like because of his grace. And real discipline leads to wisdom and fruit, just like Hebrews had mentioned. And here I was every morning for about 4 years, stretching out my ankles so that I could walk for the rest of the day. But my real intention was I wanted to go back to working out and playing more basketball. And I wanted to fix me. And that came from a lot of pride. And not something God wanted for me. I knew God didn't want me to go through this like intense pain, but I was kind of losing faith that he was going to heal me through it. But I will tell you that he did want me to go through a lot of spiritual discipline so that I could be free of this pride that had been growing so strongly. That in turn kind of hurt a lot of my relationships. I was closing myself off to a community. And it was like completely open and available to me. A lot of you guys here were there when I was going through this and probably had no idea, except for the fact that I just noticing that I was maybe standoff or being a standoff. And all the extra time could have been like excessive time playing basketball and working out could have gone to creating these long-lasting relationships that I'm blessed to have today. And it wasn't until I started seeking community beyond what I was comfortable with, that I began to see some fruit come about. And one result of that came from the first semester last year. John Bible and myself decided we were going to lead a new engaged group, kind of like our Bible study, called Crossed Up. It was based around basketball and Jesus. Yeah, we started playing some pickup in Nokomis just to reach out to those guys that were there. And it didn't work out too great, not going to lie. I was so set on this idea that God was going to use us through sports. And that was the only way I knew how, it seemed, well, in my mind. But all the damage that I had done kind of forced me to take this step back and seek wisdom through the whole situation that I was going through. And I speak from experience saying that it was not an easy thing to do, reaching out to someone, because I'm extremely stubborn. And that necessary pain that I needed to go through was right there in Hebrews 12. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. I struggled so hard listening to the people around me saying, like, take a break, rest, like, it's only a day, come on. And to see a doctor. Not going to lie, haven't seen many doctors still, but I've sought a lot of peace from God and just like disciplining myself to recognize that because of his grace, he's going to continue working, whether I think he is or not. And I've been thanking him every day for the past couple months because of beginning to realize that this undeserving grace I received of being almost complete health now. So praise God for that, and just the recovery that I've had. And each day I'm going to have to commit to trusting every word that comes from him. And from there, you're going to see the fruit. That's my snapshot.